Hello, I am Lady Gwendolyn, and I want to talk to you about some self-healing things. What I do is shadow work and work toward healing yourself. Okay, so a little bit of backstory. I am an Access Bars practitioner. I do tarot. I have the hashtag Trauma and Tarot. I am a Reiki master, and I am currently studying crystal healing. So that is coming into be incorporated soon. I also work with Power Forms disc. This is all very energy healing, and that is great. But what about your insides? What about your mental state? And since I'm telling you who I am, giving you a little bit of an introduction, let me tell you that I have spent time in hospitals and institutions for a period of time. I was just going through a folder, and I came across some of the things that I worked with while I was in there. And one of the things is called ABC. I don't know the correct term for it. I do not have it. It's not a part here, but I'll show you what I got. A, an activating event. What was your trigger? What made you snap, go off? Belief. B is belief, or the thought process. What do you think about how the event happened? What do you think about the event? And C is your consequences or your feelings. So the event, what you thought about it, and then how you felt about it. A, B, C. Okay. So I will share with you mine, and maybe this will give you a thought process to something to think about. And I might incorporate some of this into trauma and tarot as the after effects of it. Okay, so this is what I had wrote down. As I was going into the treatment center, A, the activating event. Mom wouldn't bring me here because she was waiting on a call from Lowe's. Now, you wouldn't hear of that nowadays because everybody calls on each other's cell phones. But this was 10 years ago. And even 10 years ago, yes, we had cell phones then, but most phone calls were coming to the house. Okay? Or service was really spotty and you didn't want to go out. So now as me looking back, I think, okay, I understand. But at the time, my thought process was, and now this is section B, your belief and your thought process. Glad I'm that important to her, and that's her. She is self-centered. It's not about me. Okay, that was the follow-up to it. So my initial thought was, glad I'm that important to her, that she could take out, some time to help me get help, and instead she was waiting on a call from Lowe's. Now, my mother and I have talked. I love my mother. I spend as much time with her as I can. We talk daily. She does not understand mental health. She's never had any issues with it, so she does not understand mental health. C, the consequences of those feelings. For me thinking, well, she doesn't care about me at all. I'm not that important to her. My consequence was feeling angry and hurt. Okay? So you get, she couldn't bring me here because she was waiting on a phone call from Lowe's. Glad I wasn't that important to her. And that left me with being angry and feeling hurt, right? Okay. So now you have to be open and think about this. And how do we change that? Well, you can't change the fact that she did not act, and she didn't bring me, that was the event. Can't change the event. But what you can change is your thought and your feeling process in regards to it. So, by changing the belief, what was the belief? Glad I'm not important to her. What I should change that to, and what I did change that to, is that's just her. It's not about me. That's just her doing what she needs to do. It is not about me. I know that my mother loves me. She's not doing it to hurt me. She just doesn't understand. Okay? That's how you transition that. Now transition the consequences in your feelings. Because your feelings was hurt and angry. And you're like, why? You really feel hurt. Does it change that much when you go from glad I'm not important to her to that's just her? Kind of leaves things feeling a little indifferent. It makes you feel okay, hear me out. If I was to talk about this now, looking back 10 years ago, I would change glad I'm that important to her to I understand she was doing what she had to do. It would not make me feel hurt or angry anymore because I have grown, and I would just be like, okay, I'll find somebody else to do it. I will reach out and find the help that I need. That's the difference. But this is a little lesson in looking back. So this is kind of a little bit of shadow work, kind of looking back at how you responded to things and how you can change those feelings. But that's just one thing. I've got a whole lot more here to go. Okay, here's another one. We'll go ahead and go on. Okay, the activating event, the A, your check didn't come in and your electric bill is due. How do you respond to that? Let me tell you how I responded. I freaked out and wondered what I was going to do, call and be nasty when finding out about the check. So my first instinct was to just be furious and be like, what the heck is the problem? I need my check right now, and you better do what you need to do to get me my check. Okay, so that left me in C, angry and scared, as far as the feelings part. My mind just went straight to anger and you did something wrong, automatically accusing. Okay, so what could you do? What could I have done different? Couldn't have been such a butthole is one thing. Okay, so instead of calling and throwing a fit and being nasty about it, call and calmly ask about the check. Call the electric company for an extension. Explain the situation. They're usually really good about that. And say, I will get you this by this time. Okay? They're usually really good about that. So then how would you feel after going that route? Relaxed and relieved. Okay, so I hope that helps, and it's a first lesson in something with a little bit of therapy. If you don't know me, I'll just tell you I am diagnosed bipolar. I am on medication, and I am in regular therapy. She keeps an eye on me, and I'm able to work and progress at a very well regulated rate. But I have done a lot of growth over years, and now remember, these things are 10 years old. So think about an instance when something went wrong. How did you respond to it? What was your thought process? How did you respond to it? And how did it make you feel? Okay? So, and that's VNC. So then look at it again and think about how, if you changed your thought process on it, how would you feel afterwards? And we're always working to feel better about the after effect. We want to move forward. We want to feel better. So, I'm going to leave you with this. I love you very much. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you soon.